Yeah, so anyways, in 1986, I started senior pastor. And at the time, I was 19 years old. I was the youngest senior pastor in the history of the state of Florida. Okay? I don't think anybody's ever beat that. You would have to be 18. I've never heard of an 18-year-old. See, I'm not talking about a youth pastor. I know there's some youth pastors that are sometimes 19, 20, 21. No, I was a senior pastor at that age. And actually, my wife was even younger. I'm about 16 months older, 14 months. What? You looking at me like 16 months? 18 months. I missed it by a couple of months. But yeah. So my wife was 25 months.
21.
Okay. So yeah, that's probably close. But anyway, she was 17. And she was the senior pastor's wife. So, I mean, just completely crazy. But again, I was 19 going on 40. You know, having grown up in the streets, even running away from home at the age of 12. A lot of you know that story, you know. So I was very mature for my age, you know, having gone through so much at 19. And we were married. My wife and I were married. And then we adopted a child, which we became the youngest adoptive parents in the history of the state of Florida. Again, I don't think anybody's been able to beat that. That I haven't confirmed. But again, I don't think any 19-year-old, 18-year-olds are adopting children. And I'm not talking about, like, I married her, she had a child, and then I gave that child my name. I'm talking about a kid that was in a shelter, that had been taken away from his parents, were put into foster care, and then adopting that child. That is completely unheard of. So I've been doing ministry a long time. Some of the people that came out today, I want to thank you for coming out. And I want to give you all a shout out. I met Pastor Juan, who's a great pastor, but I don't know about being a dad. I'm kidding. Listen, I've been there, man. I've been there. We've had churches. My wife and I have been part of churches. We started church, planted churches, where you know, she leads worship, and I'm the only one sitting there, and then I preach, and she's the only one sitting there, you know. And we went through this for not for one day, you know, not for one Sunday, for quite a few Sundays, and then we're able to grow some of those churches that we planted to 200-300 people. You know, so we've pastored at a mega level, church of 6,000. We've pastored at a church of one person, which is her. But we did grow that church. So, you know, we've been part of struggling churches that have grown and then have gone through some crisis, different things. You know, I think we've been part of just about pastored the only gang church in the history of the United States of America. I know Humberto knows about that. And, Mr. Eddie knows about this, you know. Kathy was never a part of that, but I do want to give you guys a shout out. So, Kathy is our good friend. We met Kathy, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago at least. And Kathy was going through a hard time in her life when she came into our life at our church. It was a church plant that we had started, and we built a great relationship with her. You know, throughout the years, you know, we always stay in contact. We go have lunch or dinner every once in a while. And we're good friends. We love her kids. She's got 2 beautiful boys that are growing teenagers. So we met her back then. She's still part of our ministry, still souls into our ministry. Actually, she gave me, and you don't even know this, Kathy, but I want to just let you know that you were a big part of some of the vision that I have for 2024, which is I really want to get out there with the gangs and do some of the stuff. But, you know, I'm 56. How old are you? Yeah, 56. You know, you have a tendency to forget as you get older. Maybe it just, you know, I want to be intentional about forgetting. But conveniently forgetful. I am 56, and at some point you got to hand off, you know, the ministry to other people, because, you know, I've always gone into the high schools. I've been to every single public high school in Dade County, unless they're brand new. And I know Humberto went with me to a lot of them, and Eddie's been with me to a lot of those, right? Right, Eddie? And just incredible. And I'm not talking about Bible clubs, because Bible clubs is after school, during lunch, or before school. and the Christian kids get together, and then they invite you in to see. I'm not talking about that. That's very easy. I'm talking about being invited by the events director or planner of the school, by the director of the school, where we do an assembly to every child in the school, and they fill up the auditorium over and over and over again, and just bring in kids. And the ones that have been here, my wife has accompanied me to a few also. We've done this for years. We did this for many, many years. And so it's interesting because you can hear a pin drop. You would think in these assemblies, kids are clowning, kids are throwing papers or making jokes. No, we captivate the audience with these kids, bringing in people like Humberto, who's a world record holder in the Guinness Book of World Record. Met him in the 90s, and right, it was 99 maybe, 2000. God connected us. He's been to many events with me. In the school, we bring people like this, a world record holder, signs posters after, talks to the kids. We've led so many kids to Christ in school, during school hours. And the point is that it comes to a point where you got to let somebody, you got to hand that off. Yeah, I captivate the kids, but, once I'm 60, it gets harder, And when you're 70, it gets even harder. So I really, Kathy gave me the idea of doing a podcast and really getting more involved with in social media and even traveling. But my vision for this year, part of it is, including 1,000 other things that we're doing. But one of those is to really get out there and really teach and train pastors how to do gang outreach, how to reach street kids with different teachings. One of those, and I was just talking to Pastor Eddie, who's a recording artist. Actually, we did a record together, right? So I am also a rap recording artist. And, using the elements, the 5 elements of hip hop to reach out to the teens, for youth pastors to know how to use hip hop as a tool. And not just, the simple, I'm going to bring in a rapper, we're going to do a concert, and then we're going to invite kids. No, it's going much deeper than that. It's using the actual elements, DJ, breakdancing, rapping, graffiti, all of these things. How do you incorporate that into your youth ministry so that you can bring in the kids? And so I want to teach that, and that was an idea that Kathy gave me, and I've been talking. We're actually probably going to be starting our corporation today. We're going to open that. Maria and I, we've been really talking about this, praying about this, and I'm starting this year. I'm going to go all out with that. Then last night, Avenue, 2 4-boys called them Shando. The 2 yesterday it was broken heart, and it's kind of like we've been praying about this, and then he dies. He was one of those kids with so much potential. Was it 2 years, and then we relapse and go back, and he just passed yesterday. And it's kind of like, wow, we got to do this. We got to do this. I've been hurting so bad since yesterday. Having lost this young man, it's just terrible. Maybe doing better said. But these are we got to do something.